Hey, so getting ready for Comic-Con, Denver Comic-Con this Saturday, and we were all trying to figure out what we were going to dress up as, and I figured I was going to use my Psycho costume again from Borderlands, and I thought I'd take that opportunity just to kind of give an overview of that project that I did and mask I made, and so basically how I started off with was just a paper mask that you can buy at any craft shop. They're meant for like kids to paint or whatever. And then I cut it out to the appropriate shape and size. Got a batch of Model Magic, like that Crayola air dry clay, and sculpted out the general shape based on some photos. I used a computer fan for the mouthpiece here, and some sunglass lenses for the lenses. When it had all air dried and gotten ready to go, then I went through and used Sharpie and acrylic paint in order to get all the details on there. Since Borderlands is kind of like a cell shaded style, the Sharpie works really well to just make it look pretty much like the game. The bigger part of the project was getting the eyes to light up and make that function while it's on your head so you can still see out, everything else. So what I did for that was, it looks a lot more complicated than it is. On the eyepieces, right in the centers, you can see there's little lenses. They're the things that are inside flashlights. So what I did there was get two dollar store book lights and just take the reflectors out of that. You can actually use the entire book light instead of using this whole contraption that I made, but it makes you have to flip on two switches with your hands, and they don't last quite as long. I got two bright white LEDs and a AAA pack, and just wired it straight up to a switch. If any of you guys need help with wiring, just let me know, and I can kind of diagram it for you. It's not very hard to do at all. I affixed all this using hot glue, and as you can see, there's a little face vent here that exits out through the computer fan, and for that I just used a piece of metal grate and some mesh. Now for the switch, I just got a piece of plastic tubing, and that helps you give a little bit of leverage on the switch. Since the switch arm is so short, you would have to reach in and get it with your hand, but I used the plastic tube that I then melted to the right shape to make this little contraption, and that way you can actually flip it on and off with your tongue. So you don't want it to be used by anyone else, it's just for you, but that way when it's on, get to fit. There's elastic in the back. So when the light's on, I can still see completely out of the mask, and it looks pretty good, I think, from all angles, pretty much. You do lose a little bit of your vision right in the center, over the eyepieces are, where the lights are, and especially at night, it's kind of hard to see everything else because there is a little bit of light bleed that you get through the lenses, and that will make it hard to see at night. In the daytime, like right now in the room, I can see everything just fine. I can type on my keyboard, do anything else, so it's going to be good for wearing the Comic-Con because it looks pretty good. Got the glowing eyes just like they do in the game. And for everything else, I just got some cotton strap, hot glued that on. Obviously the inside doesn't look real polished. It's just put together with hot glue and duct tape, but when it's on, you can't really tell. I put a little strip of elastic right here, so it does have a little bit of flex, that way it fits tight around your face. That takes some customizing. But overall, this project took me, I don't know, 2 or 3 days to get the mask completely done. I'd say it's not too big of a project, and think it's going to be really fun to wear at Comic-Con. So if you guys have any questions, just hit me up on the YouTube comments, and I'll make sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching.